Florida defeats Miami 34-24. Georgia defeats Oklahoma 3-2. Michigan defeats Texas 28-24. Alabama defeats Wisconsin 42-14. Florida State defeats LSU 31-27. Oregon loses to Boise State 31-28. Major upset. Week to September 6, 2025. Florida loses to Texas 31-27. Ohio State defeats Washington 35-21. Tennessee defeats NC State 28-17. Penn State defeats Auburn 27-20. Colorado upsets Nebraska 3-7 OT. Week 3, September 13, 2025. Florida defeats Kentucky 38-20. Alabama defeats Wisconsin 38-14. Michigan defeats Iowa 27-13. Duke upsets Miami 35-28. Week for September 20th, 2025. Florida defeats Tennessee 28-24. Georgia defeats South Carolina 41-10. USC defeats Oregon State 40-38. Kansas State upsets Oklahoma 30-28. Week 5, September 27th, 2025. Florida defeats Vanderbilt for 5-0. LSU defeats Ole Miss 35-31. Clemson defeats Virginia Tech 28-21. Washington defeats Arizona 42-24. Washington State upsets UCLA 31-27. Week 6, October 4th, 2025. Florida defeats LSU 3-1-8 OT. Alabama defeats Arkansas 42-17. Florida State defeats North Carolina 30-20. Michigan defeats Minnesota 35-10. Texas Tech upsets Texas 3-8-3-5 OT. Week 7, October 11, 2025. Florida defeats South Carolina 34-17. Georgia defeats Tennessee 28-24. Ohio State defeats Michigan State 38-17. Oregon defeats USC 31-27. Week 8, October 18, 2025. Florida defeats Georgia 28-24. Biggest win of the season. Alabama defeats LSU 3-1-8 OT. Penn State defeats Maryland 3-5-1-4. Texas defeats Oklahoma in Red River 37-34. Week 9, October 25, 2025. Florida defeats Arkansas 38-14. Michigan defeats Penn State 24-21. Florida State defeats Miami 41-28. Notre Dame defeats USC 31-24. Week 10, November 1, 2025. Florida defeats Ole Miss 42-31. Georgia defeats Florida 34-21. Oregon defeats Washington 38-35. Week 11, November 8, 2025. Florida defeats Missouri 27-21. Alabama defeats Auburn 42-27. Texas defeats Oklahoma State 30-17. Week 12, November 15, 2025. Florida defeats Florida State 31-27, huge rivalry win. Michigan defeats Ohio State 28-24. Georgia defeats Ole Miss 37-17. SEC Championship game. Florida 11-1 versus Alabama 11-1. Florida loses to Alabama 31-27. Gators fight hard but fall just short. College football playoff predictions. Semifinal 1 Florida State versus 4 Texas. Winner. Texas upsets undefeated FSU to advance to the national championship. Semifinal 2 Michigan versus 3 Alabama. Winner. Alabama clutch win in a defensive battle. National championship Houston, TX. 3 Alabama versus 4 Texas. Winner. Alabama Crimson Tide Nick Saban wins another title. New Year's 6 Bowl, Sugar Bowl. 5 Florida versus 7 Penn State. Florida wins 34-28. Huge NY6 victory to cap off a great season. Heisman Trophy winner. Florida QB DJ Lagway. Stats: 3,800 passing yards, 38 TDIS, 8 INTs, 500 rushing yards, 7 rushing TDIS.